This Shibby adventure, we mix in some skating from the Little Bug, tearing up these concrete waves, carving her way through Fontana Skate Park. We also mix in some rusty skateboarding from a 35-year-old man, and headed down to check on the squirrels at Onofre, where conditions were 2 to 4, with a heavy wind coming out of the south and red tide. That nasty yellow water. All these conditions combined to give you a funky wave, so whitewater takeoff was preferred. Catch into the whitewash and try to turn your way on into the shoulder. Try to get a couple carves in before the wave disappears. Scavenging on the beach was proven to be pretty intense, and out in the water, if you did try to take off into the shoulder, you were often caught off guard into a weird drop. A pretty fun rock fakie into a fakie carve, followed up by a horrible drop on one of these Onofre choppy waves. Back to some sketchy scavenging on the beach. Sometimes when you're sitting out in the lineup, you can just sit there and power your way through these waves without catching them. This wave had other ideas and forces me into it against my will. Decided to get to my feet anyway and try to ride it out like a gentleman. This wave had no care for my manners or sportsmanship and decided to huck me right off the back. Probably the highest kick I've done in over a decade. This wave cuts off right at the end of my GoPro battery. So we decided to head on out of Onofre and check the conditions at Doheny, where things were about 2 to 3. Nudie Dick's paddling out into the red tide, into that murky brown water with a nice sideways takeoff. Nudie does a lot of strange things out in the water. Here he is just kind of kicking around off the side of his board. He's Bill hops up and manages to catch this wave coming through. It was hard to find a peak with any shape to it, but still fun riding these kind of straight rides into the famous Doheny State Beach. This wave came in at such an angle that it actually had a shoulder on it. I got so excited, the wave decided to flip me onto my head. After spending a good part of the day in algae-filled water, we decided to head down to San Juan Capistrano to Heritage Barbecue. Across the street from the world-famous Mission, home of the Swallows, we got some delicious tri-tip and chili, and a couple Cokes. Every surf trip is an adventure.